My name is Ryan, and I worked on this project with Megan and Eric. The myth we will be covering is the rumor of Paul McCartney's death. Is Paul dead? Story has it that McCartney was involved in a car accident after a late night of recording on November 9th, 1966. The accident was apparently so gruesome that McCartney was decapitated, and the trauma to the head made identifying the victim seemingly impossible. However, with the fear of record sales plummeting and the British intelligence concern about fans committing massive suicides, record label executives caught wind of this story early morning and devised a plan to suppress the story and replace McCartney with a lookalike. The band members agreed, and throughout the years they allegedly released clues to McCartney's death through songs and album covers. To explain the replacement, theory suggests William Shears Campbell, a man who had won a McCartney lookalike competition a year prior, replaced him. Luckily, Campbell was also a musician and learned to imitate McCartney's style. Strange enough, when trying to contact or find records of Campbell after McCartney's death, nothing could be found, and it seemed as if he had just disappeared. 2 days after the Michigan Daily published the article, "McCartney Dead, New Evidence Brought to Light," a man suggested to radio host DJ Russ Gibb to play the Beatles song Revolution 9 backwards. When played, one could hear the words "dead man" being said. People related this to Paul's death. Another eerie saying comes from the Beatles song "I'm So Tired." At the end of the song, John Lennon can be heard saying, "Monsieur, Monsieur, Monsieur, how about another one?" However, when played backwards, the words "Paul is dead, man, miss him, miss him, miss him" can be interpreted. Both of these songs were recorded after McCartney's alleged death in 1966. The 1969 release of the iconic Abbey Road album is one place to look for clues regarding the cover-up. In this album's cover photo, some say the band members are walking in what looks to be a funeral procession. John is leading the way in white, representing a religious figure. Ringo is dressed in black, like an undertaker. Paul is barefoot and in a ragged suit, representing a corpse. And George, wearing all denim, representing a gravedigger. One of the most popular clues behind this theory, however, is the album cover for Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which the Beatles released in June of 1967, only 7 months after the alleged death of Paul McCartney. The cover is comprised of a group of people standing behind the Beatles, in a setting very similar to that of a funeral. Some of the clues to fuel the theory include noting that McCartney is the only one with a black instrument, while the others hold brass ones. The hand above McCartney's head, which many believe represents a priest's blessing, and a doll who sits to the right holding a toy replica of an Aston Martin, the car that McCartney was driving upon his death. Inside of the album, a photo reveals a patch on McCartney's arm that looks to read OPD, or officially pronounced dead. And on the back, McCartney is the only band member facing away from the camera, as if to hide his true identity. Lastly, it looks as if George Harrison is pointing at the words "Wednesday morning at 5 o'clock, the alleged day and time of McCartney's death. Although these clues support the conspiracy theory that the real Paul McCartney did in fact die in 1966, these allegations have been continually denied by the Beatles and their affiliates. So the question is Paul dead?